Wow there people, what's going on? My name is Big Mooney and today we're going to be having a look at the Monte Grappa map on Battlefield 1. And I've not really made a little commentary since the game kind of came out. There's been various stages of this game's release over the past like week and a half, and I've had access of course since the early trial from early last week, and I've got the early enlister edition, so I've been playing this all week and just getting to grips with the game, and I've got to say I am fucking loving it so far. I mean, I still think the single greatest asset that Battlefield has going for it over the last few games, and especially this one here, is just how fucking immersive this shit is once you're actually into it, especially if you're sitting there with some headphones on, a good pair of headphones, and you can just immerse yourself right into it. This immersion is obviously down to the Frostbite engine being graphically fucking great, as it always has been the last few years, and especially the sound design of the engine. And DICE just know down to a T exactly what they want to get out of their sound design when it comes to Battlefield titles. So again, top marks when it comes to graphics and audio design. I'm telling you guys, man, if you're not sitting playing this with like headphones on and just getting right into it, you're missing out, man. And the main thing that I would say this game has going for it that maybe the last couple of Battlefield games didn't really have going for them was that this is just fucking refreshing. It's just something new. It's not exactly the same modern shooter yet again as it has been for the last few games. I mean, when it comes to Battlefield titles, there hasn't been a historical title, if you want, since the Vietnam expansion pack, you could probably say, for Bad Company 2. That was the last time they delved back in time. But before that, of course, was Battlefield 1943, Battlefield 1942. But it's nice to see something a bit different. I mean, I'm quite happy with that little double hit there. Took that guy out by shooting him twice with the rocket gun. It's just things like this little rocket gun. That is a unique weapon that I haven't seen in any other FPS games over the last few years. You need to lie prone and you need to, you know, try and get in there sneakily and get a shot away and then try and retreat if you don't take out the target that you're aiming for. It's just different. It's the same case for a lot of weapons in this game. It makes you think differently and play differently instead of just your usual lock-on anti-aircraft RPG or something like that. Stinger missiles and all that sort of stuff, they're just not really that interesting. This here is interesting. Look at this shit. So this is the special pickup on this map. I think there's a couple of different ones, of course. This is the same case for every single map. But this is on this particular flag here. You get armor plating and you get this really janky looking double SMG thing. This is the first time I picked it up. I'd never seen this thing before. I was like, oh, okay, what the hell is this? Now, you are powerful when you're playing as this particular class. If you pick this up, you are of course powerful. You've got armored plating all over the gaff, but that doesn't mean that you're completely invincible. This gun is, at the same time as being very powerful, it runs out of ammo almost instantly, and you spend about 90% of your time reloading the fucking gun, and you're just standing out in the open fumbling with the gun trying to get it reloaded so you can then spray 25 more rounds. Now this right here, we got locked out of the room. I just thought because it had the E key over the door, it would let me open the door, but it wouldn't let me open the fucking door. So that's one of the useful little things when you're in one of those bunkers, is to lock the door from the inside, and the enemy team can't go bursting through unless they blow up the door, I believe. But yeah, this class is fun. You have to just be wary of your surroundings. You don't have an awful lot of range, but you can tank a fair amount of bullets from the enemy team, and you can just go charging around like a fucking psycho, murdering people with this double SMG thing you've got going on here. It seems like a homemade weapon or something like that, but oh my god, it just shreds people up close. But eventually I ran out in the open there and I ended up getting myself killed, so that was unfortunate. Now I want to touch on the map. You're watching me playing on Monte Grappa. Sorry if, again, I'm completely butchering that name, but yeah, this mountain level I think is the best map in the multiplayer from what I've played. I think I'm missing one or two maps on operations mode or something like that. Maybe not, I'm not entirely sure, but from what I have played, this is my favourite map in the game. It's just got everything going for it. It's interesting because of the way the map is laid out. There's lots of points really high up in the mountains, lots of points really low down in the mountain. There's points out in the open, there's points inside bunkers, and there's some points where you can cap it from inside the bunker or on top of the bunker. So there's a lot of different ways that you can tackle each individual conquest flag. And there's ways of getting around the map, like the little sidecar motorbike thing I had going on there, and it's kind of difficult to traverse this map in that thing, because you end up hitting so many fucking potholes everywhere from just everyone blowing everything up, and you just end up flying around the place. You need to be wary that you don't end up crushing yourself with your motorbike or something. That's pretty embarrassing way to fucking go. But on this D flag, as you can see here, capping it from the inside, you can just sort of limit yourself to close quarters engagements, so you can bring along a weapon that is more suited for close quarters. The only downside to doing that, of course, is once you leave the bunker that you're in, you're out in the open, and it's really difficult to actually get kills at longer ranges. So there's a couple of different ways you can play the map. You're not really forced into any particular playstyle because of the size of the map, or how small a map is, or how big a map is, or whatever. This has pretty much everything. Now on this D flag here, there is this huge gun on top of the bunker. I only really got to go in it for about a minute or so, and I wasn't getting that many opportunities to actually kill anyone with it, but it seems pretty powerful and interesting. The only downside I can really see to it is the fact that you can't aim downwards, so if they're way down the mountain, you can't shoot down the mountain. You can just shoot anything that's on level with you, or you can try and shoot some shit out of the sky or something like that. It's useful for taking down a Zeppelin, I would imagine, but it's not exactly the all-powerful thing that's going to demolish everyone on the map. And as you can see, once again, I've picked up another one of the power-up classes, and this time around I've got myself an LMG to go running around with, and of course more armoured plating. So once again, out in the open, people can't just take you out in like one shot. This guy trying to bayonet charge me, he gets dodged around this rock and then just mown down in the end. See, when it comes to DICE's map design, they've been a bit hit and miss over the last couple of years, and even with this game, they're kinda along the same level of consistency. There's a couple of maps in this game that could use a little bit of tweaking, especially like I've mentioned a few days ago in the last video that I put out. The Suez map is a complete and utter disaster at times. Occasionally it does flow decently well, but it seems that the way the spawns are laid out and the flags are laid out and just everything, it seems to descend into a spawn trap all the time. So that map needs a bit of looking at. But this one, I think, is probably the game at its strongest, and I think is a good example of what they should try and aim for in future. I think their maps really do need to be varied all the way throughout it. They need a good bit of open spaces as well as closed spaces for people to adopt different types of playstyles, and just in general keep it big enough so you can have all the different kinds of vehicles and all sorts of different kinds of classes and stuff that you can use from any point on the map. I watch this guy gets completely shat on here. I mean, son, you even see the bayonet coming for you. Hiding around that corner, he was trying to reload or something. I saw my little window of opportunity and I fucking took it. Now this bit here, I just, again, calling attention to what's going on. Has anyone else noticed this? I thought I'd noticed this happening before, but going through the footage, I'm just seeing it actually confirming my suspicions. There was no grenade indicator just there. I was just shooting at the guy and then bang, I was dead. Never saw any warning about it. Now, one of the little things that is kind of wrong with this map, however, is that the roads are so narrow that it just makes it impossible to get around sometimes when you're playing in the tanks. I mean, this guy here decided that he was going to take up the whole road, going through onto the C flag, and I wanted to help. I mean, we're both driving around these big, bulky, heavy tanks. I just wanted to help him, that was all. But the guy decided he was just going to stop right in the middle of the road, and even after we capped the flag, he just stayed there. He didn't move, even though I was ramming the back of his tank, and he just didn't seem to give a fuck. So, yeah, I decided I was just going to roll outside and maybe help take down this Zeppelin. And, like I said, that's kind of one of the downsides to the map, is that it's really limited in where you can actually go with your tank. You can't really get up on top of the mountain, at least not anytime quickly. You just have to try and mainly you're pretty much consistently going to be down in the lower side of the mountain. You're going to be at the bottom of the mountain, and you need to try and fight other tanks down there that are also trying to do the same thing. But trying to climb up that mountain is a bastard, especially if you're trying to use a heavy tank like I'm doing in this case just here. Eventually we do take down the enemy Zeppelin, and as always, it is epic as fuck when you see that thing crashing down. As it says, trying to take this thing up a hill is no easy task whatsoever. You're gonna have to zigzag it. You can't just go up there straight, just in a straight line. You have to go left and right and left and right, and that way you might be able to just about make it up the hill, and hopefully no one will completely fuck you up in the process as you're trying to really awkwardly traverse up about a 90-degree angle, which I shouldn't really expect this thing, a thing built in like 1917 tank. It's not really something that you're gonna be able to drive up a really steep fucking hill. I would be surprised if most cars now would even be able to go up that fucking thing. So yeah, zigzag the bastard and you will eventually make it to the top of the hill, hopefully before the game ends rather than afterwards. So yeah, you guys, leave a comment down below, tell me what your thoughts are about the game so far for those of you that have played it. Of course, the game does come out tomorrow for the normal editions of the game. I know that a lot of you guys are looking forward to it, and just hop in there, jump on this map. Like I'm saying, this is the best map in the game from what I've played so far. A couple of the other ones are okay. Some of the ones they're fine, they work. They're not the greatest maps ever. And then Suez is a clusterfuck, just so everyone knows. So of course, we go on to claim victory in this game just here, and I actually got myself a decent little score myself. Look at Randy standing there all glorious, like, just, you know, casually holding himself out for cheeseburgers. Yeah, leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button as well to help support the channel. But until next time, I've been Big Moon, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Giddy up.